Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We'll be doing question number 4, exercise 9b, chapter 9, ratio, rate, time and speed. It says Michael has to pay $39 for 650 minutes of outgoing calls. So, calls, time is how much? 650 minutes. And is paying the bill, how much? $39. We need to find in the first part the amount he is charged. We need to find bill if we need to find the amount is charged for each minute of outgoing calls. So we need to find bill per minute or the charges per minute, okay, or the cost per minute. It's very simple. Bill per minute means bill divided by minute. Bill is how much? 39. Minutes are how many? 650. So simply we will be using the calculator to find the bill. So it becomes 39 divided by 650, 0.06. It becomes 0.06 dollars. Okay, so this is the cost for 1 minute of calling. Okay, so this was very simple question. Time is given, calls time is 650 minutes, bill $39. So we don't know how much is bill per minute. Okay, so simply we just divide the bill by the minutes, so we get the answer. Okay, now we'll be moving to part 2. Part 2 says the amount he has to pay if he makes 460 minutes of outgoing calls. So bill was $39. Calls time was 65 minutes. Now we need to find the bill if calls time is 460 minutes. So how to solve is that we need to learn that we need to find bill. So we'll be solving like this, that if calls time to the bill, how to do is, if calls time is 65 minutes, he is paying $39. Okay, so if he is using only 1 minute, so bill will be less. Then in that case, bill will be divided with the minutes. Okay, if we have the rate for the cost for 1 minute, so now we can find the cost for 460 minutes. If for 1 minute it is this one, so for 460 minutes it will be more. So we'll just multiply this one with 460. So we will be getting our answer. We will be using the calculator. 39 multiplied by 460 divided by 650, it becomes 27.60 dollars. So this was question number 4, part 2. I'll repeat again. Bill was $39 when he was using phone for 650 minutes. We don't know the bill for 460 minutes. Okay, so we need to find the bill. So bill will be on the right side, calls time on the left, bill on the right side. If 65 minutes he is using, he is paying $39. If he is using only for 1 minute, he will be paying less. So cost divided by minutes, 39 divided by 650. Okay, whatever the answer is, you can multiply the answer with 460, because for 1 minute the cost is this. For 460 minutes it will be more. So this multiply by 460. So this is our answer for part 2. So by this way we have done both the parts for question number 4. Now we are doing question number 5. First part, a car requires 22 liters of petrol to travel a distance of 259.6 kilometers. Find the distance. We need to find the distance that the car can travel on 63 liters of petrol. So we need to find the distance that the car, petrol, and we need to find the distance. So distance will be on the right side. Okay, so it is given that if 22 liters is used, then the distance traveled is 259.6. If it is 1 liter, then we will divide it by 22 to get the cost for 1, to know for the 1 liter. So 259.6 divided by 22, it becomes 11.8. Now the question is that the distance that the car travels on 63 liters of petrol. If we have 1 liter, we can travel 11.8 kilometers. Now if we have 63 liters of petrol, so we'll be traveling more distance. So this is the cost for, or the distance for 1 liter. In 1 liter you will be traveling this much. In more liters you will be traveling more. So we just use the calculator and find our answer by multiplying these two. We get 743.40. I'll recap. Question 1 was that you have petrol or 22 liters in your car, and you travel by 259.6 kilometer by using 22 liters. Okay, so you need to find the distance that the car can travel if you have 63 liters of petrol. So we need to find the distance. So distance will be on the right side. Anything which is to be required to be found out, to be calculated, should be or must be on the right side. Okay, so we have 22 liters. We can go by this distance. If we have less petrol, we will be going less kilometers, less distance. So this divided by this, we can travel 11.8 kilometer if we have 1 liter of petrol. Okay, so if we have more petrol, if we have 1 liter, we can go this. If we have more liters, we can go more. This multiply by this, we get the answer. Okay, part 2 says the amount that a car owner has to pay. So now we need to find amount. In the second part, to travel a distance of 2013.2 kilometers. So distance is 2013.2 kilometers. If a liter of petrol costs $1.99, 1 liter is how much? $1.99. But we don't know if we travel 2013.2 kilometers, how much liters we will be using, because if we know the number of liters used to travel 2013.2 kilometers, so we can multiply the liters used with the 1 liter cost, so then we can get the amount. So this amount is liters used multiplied by cost of 1 liter. Okay, we are looking for this formula. Here we have this cost of 1 liter, but we don't have liters used, that how much liters were used to cover 2013.2 kilometer. So we need to find the liters. Okay, so if we have distance here, so we will be finding liters. Okay, if let's suppose distance was this to 59.6 kilometers, then liters used were 22. If you travel 1 kilometer, then you will be using less petrol. So 22 divided by 259.6. Okay, so in this case the liters used, so in this case the distance, the liter used for 1 kilometer is 22 divided by 259.6, 0.0847. These are the liters used for 1 kilometer. Here we have 2013.2 kilometers. We need to travel 2013.2 kilometers. So if cost for 1 kilometer is this, petrol used, liters used will be this for 1 kilometer. So if we go this much distance, so more liters will be used. So it will be 2013.2 into 0.0847. So if we calculate, it becomes 2013.2 multiplied by 0.0847. It becomes 170.518. 170.518. These are the liters. Okay, so we calculated the liters used to cover the distance of 2013.2 kilometer. Now we can find the amount. Liters used, how many liters used? 170.518 into cost of 1 liter. Cost of 1 liter is 1.99. Okay, so we just multiply these two numbers, 170.518 multiplied by 1.99, we get 339.33 dollars. This is the answer. This is the solution for part 2, question number 5. 339.33. We have just rounded off here, so that's why there is slight difference. It was 22 divided by 259.6. It becomes 0.0847457. So if we multiply this whole answer with this 2013.2, so actually we get 170.6. So here we get 170.6. We just rounded off this number. It was 0.0847 something more. Okay, we just rounded off. If we don't round off, we will be getting this. So then we will be here multiplying with 0.6. So our answer will be slightly different, slightly. So it will be 170.6 multiplied by 1.99. It becomes 339.49. But actually it is 51 but this is due to the rounding off. Okay, I'll recap this question for part 2. It says that we need to find out the amount that the car owner has to pay to travel a distance of 2013.2 km if a liter of petrol costs $1.99. Okay, we have the cost of 1 liter with us. We have the distance traveled, but we don't know how many liters were used to travel that distance. So we just started from here. We use this value that in 259.6 kilometer we traveled 22 kilometers. Okay, so if we travel 259.6 kilometers in 22 liters, so if we travel 1 kilometer, then petrol used will be less, 0.0847457627. Okay, so now we have total 2013.2 kilometers, so we'll be just multiplying it with 2013.2, so we get the answer 170.601. This is also, we have 170.610.169. Okay, if we multiply this with 1.99, so we get 339.51. so this is the answer. I'll recap again because maybe you are confused. This is very simple. That amount we don't know how much to pay. We know the distance. We know that cost of 1 liter. Okay, so we know that this distance we are covering, but we don't know how much petrol we are using. Okay, so petrol will be on the right side because we need to find out the petrol first. So distance is this and petrol is this. Distance is this, petrol is this. 1 kilometer less petrol, more kilometers more petrol. Okay, so this 170.610, this whole answer, if you multiply this with 1.99, so you will be getting the answer 339.51. Okay, so this is the answer for both the parts for question number 5. These are easy questions, but only you need to focus, work on the statements. If you can understand the statements, then you can easily solve the questions. Now I will be doing question number 6. We are doing exercise 9b. Question 6 says 200 gram of fertilizer is required for a plot of land that has an area of 8 meters square. So part 1 is, it is written, find the amount of fertilizer needed. Okay, so we need to find the fertilizer amount. We have area. We will put fertilizer on the right side because it is unknown. We need to calculate. It is given that if you use 200 gram of fertilizer, if you use, no sorry, the amount of fertilizer needed for a plot of, yes, 200 gram if you use, okay, that is used on an area of 8 meters square. If 8 meters square is the area, you use 200 grams. Okay, so you need to find how much is the fertilizer required for 14 meters square. Just find for 1 meter square, it will be less, 200 over 8. For 14 meter square, for 1 meter square it is this one, small. For 14 it will be more fertilizer required, so it will be multiplied into 14. So 2 4s are 8, 2 7s are, it become 350 grams. Okay, this is the answer for part 1. Very simple, that if area is 8 meters square, we use 200 grams. If area is 1 meter square, we use less fertilizer, 200 divided by 8. If we use more area, 14, so the amount for 1 will be less, 14 will be more, so we will multiply with 14, so we get the answer 350 gram. Part 2 says the area of land that can be fertilized by 450 grams of fertilizer. So we need to find the area. Okay, now we'll be using fertilizer on the right side and area on the left side, because fertilizer on the left side and area on the right side, because we need to find area. So we know that if fertilizer is 200, area is 8 meter square. If fertilizer is less, so less area. Okay, so if we have more fertilizer, 450, more area, we'll just simplify. 5 4s are 4 2s are, it become 18 meter square. So this is the answer for part 2. It was question number 6, and we have done both the parts for exercise 9B. So again I'll recap this. Part 1 says that 200 grams of fertilizer is required for a plot of land that has an area of 8 meters square. We have area, we have fertilizer amount. Okay, how much amount is used. We need to find the amount of fertilizer needed for a plot of land that has an area of this 40 meters square. So we need to find the amount of fertilizer. So that's why we kept fertilizer on the right side and area on the left side. Okay, we have this 8 meters square. We use 200 grams. For one, we'll calculate. We'll just divide this with this. We'll be getting the amount used for 1 meter square. Then we'll be multiplying that answer with 14, because if for 1 meter square you are using this fertilizer, for 14 meter square you will be using more. So multiply 14, we get 350 as the answer. Question 2 says area of land that can be fertilized by 450 grams of fertilizer. Amount was given but area was unknown. So now we did the opposite. Area was on the right side and fertilizer on the left side. This 200 gram, if we have, we can put this 200 gram in 8 meter square. But if we have only 1 gram, we will be putting it in a very small area, 8 divided by 200. If we have 450 gram more fertilizer, so we can spread it on a bigger area. So this multiply by 450, so 18 meter square. This is the answer for second part. So this was all about the 6th question.